First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakapadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us young brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. And what I want to get into today is dealing with, a mighty change, is going to come. You had that song by Sam Cooke, change is going to come. Very popular song, and it's spiritual because, even though Israel, all right, didn't understand the truth, a lot of our people didn't understand the truth, their spirit, cry out, in particular ways, music was one of them. And it's always hope, and Jake, especially back then, Jake was dealing with segregation, well, not segregation, but racism. All right, because segregation was a good thing. But Jake was dealing with, intense, hatred, okay, and intense, prejudice and, being terrorized by Esau Edom, okay. But in Jake's spirit, saying all that to say this, in Jake's spirit, Jake knew, that a change had to come. Jake had that hope, okay. So I want to get into a lesson called Mighty Change, because not just, but Esau, with the whole integration thing, he made it seem like it was some type of victory for Jake to be included in this man's society. No, okay? We have the gospel, the good news that goes beyond, okay, the crumbs, more of the crumbs of this man's system. No, the mighty change is going to come, okay? There's going to be a change of rulership in the earth, okay? And we as a people, beginning with the elect, are going to be changed into immortals. Okay, that's why I say we have a mighty change, okay, that's getting ready to take place. You see? So there's going to be a change in rulership, and we're going to be changed into immortals. Whom will we endure? Okay? The condition of our people, right now we're the tail, we're last, all right? But we're going to be the head, okay? And that all goes into this mighty change, okay? The dysfunction that we have when it comes to family, that's going to be restored, man. One of the main things I look forward to is the restoration of family. Okay, men with their own wives, all right, their own children. No more the dysfunction of this society. Okay, the chaos, that Esau has made of family in this society. No more of it, man. Okay, so when you go here to the book of Psalms, chapter 144, all right, in verse I started at 9. It says, I will sing a new song unto thee, O power, upon a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings will I sing praises unto thee. An instrument with 10 strings will I sing praises unto thee. And this new song is the gospel. Okay, so we're telling our people, okay, about what's to come, about the good news. Okay, that's beyond, because Esau, he presents this false good news to our people, as if, so they're included in this society. That's false. Okay, we're coming with the real good news, which is in this song. So we're telling you the so-called white man, okay, is about to be taken down. It's about to be removed from power. Okay, and whom the world ignorant called Jesus Christ, which is our brethren, okay, which our brother, our blood, biological kin, okay, it's been established a righteous kingdom in the earth. We're not telling you that you're going to, drink from the same water fountain, you're going to get to be president one day or something that doesn't matter. No, we're telling you that a true power shift is coming to the earth. Okay? I'm not telling you, you're gonna build more black colleges. No, we're finna be rulers in the earth, man. Okay? We're finna be established in righteousness, man. We finna get that structure back, and we're getting it back now. Through the remnant. You see, and this is the new song. See, this song has been refreshed in the earth. Okay, and now we know the whole song because everything is full circle. So we're singing this new song, all right, to our people and the elect, all right, the hopeful elect are reacting to this song, okay, and repenting, you know, and are patiently waiting, okay, for this mighty change. You see, so reading on, and it says, verse 10, it says, "It is He that giveth salvation unto kings." You see, it is He that gives salvation unto kings. Okay, because if we awaken, to understand that we have a promise, to be priests and kings in the earth. Okay, but before we can establish dominion, well, we have to be delivered. Okay, and it's going to be Yahweh Shah, the same entity that's coming to overthrow, all right, this current world system of the heathen ran by Esau Edom, where he's going to establish us as kings and priests in the earth. Matter of fact, let's get there. Let's finish this. It said, "It is He that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivered David, his servants, from the hurtful sword," which he actually delivered, David in his time during war. Okay. But now in the end, Yahushua is coming to deliver the house of David, all right, the hopeful elect in this third world's war. Okay. Because we're kings in captivity. Okay. But the Yahushua is coming, to reestablish Israelite male authority in the earth. Okay, so you go here. Let's get Revelation. All right, let's get this in the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 5. Let's see. Say this 5, read 9 and 10. All right, this is the book of Revelation chapter 5, verses 9 and 10. It's going to link up, to Psalms 144. 9 and 10. That's spiritual. It says, "And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seal thereof. For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred, tongue, and people and nation." You see? So that's the elect being delivered, okay, throughout the earth from amongst these nations, who would look like and speak like these other nations, but their lineage through their father goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, the children of the promise. Okay, verse 10, and this is the point. "It has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign in the earth." So it has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign in the earth, man. Okay, so it's the Lord, Yahweh Shah, who's coming to get kings out of captivity, man. This is why we're becoming, those righteous judges in captivity. We're becoming kings in captivity, man. You see, this is what we're being conditioned to be. Okay, so the Lord is getting ready, all right, to make a mighty change in the earth. He's going to take the lowly and put them in positions of authority. Okay, and this is also a showing of His power. The fact that He's able to do this and pull this off. Well, this is a showcase of authority. Okay, so let's go back to the book of Psalms 144 and 11. Okay, because this has to happen before we can enjoy the earth. Before we can enjoy the earth, Esau Edom has to be removed from power. Jake, be on this quest to try to create, generational wealth and, establish legacy within this system. Well, we're never going to be able to do that with this man in power. Okay, you might get a little spark or something here and there, but it's always going to end up tainted and defiled. Okay, because of the ruler. Okay, and it says, reading on, it says, yeah, verse 11, this has to happen. It says, rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children. These are Edomites, man. The people that rule the earth in complete wickedness. All right, to this day. You see, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood, man. Okay? Because these devils have set up nothing but deception and lies. And that's what governs the earth, deception and lies, man. You know? Everything's a scam. Okay? So this man has a complete system of falsehood that runs the earth, man. And that's why you can truly enjoy nothing, because Esau's not a man of honor. He's not a man of integrity, man. All right, of honesty, equity. He's the exact opposite of those things. You see, this is why nothing can truly be enjoyed in this man's system, because it's tainted with lies, defilement, okay, enchantments. You see, so nothing can be truly enjoyed in this man's society. Okay, it says that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be cornerstone polished after the similitude of a palace, man. You know, and it's meant for Israelite men to have big families, man. It's in our nature to do that. And this society, demonizes the nature of Israelite men, but that's in our nature to be fruitful and multiply. See, right now it's just done in a very tacky fashion, okay, an extremely tacky, dysfunctional fashion, okay. And well, when Yahweh Shah returns and we're perfected, we're changed, okay. This is going to be done in righteousness, man, okay. And this is a promise to us as a people that we're going to go back to having these big families, man. These huge, bigger than they ever been. Okay, going back to let's get that in Isaiah. With this is prophecy. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 21. It says, "Thy people also shall be all righteous." All right, we're going to be perfected. Okay, because the family going to be in its perfection. Okay, we as men gonna be in our rightful places as kings and priests and judges of righteousness, under Yahweh Shah, and the women gonna be in perfect order. They're gonna be changed. They're gonna get their virginity back. Okay, they're only gonna know one man, their husband. All right, and their purpose is gonna be to forward His house in righteousness. Okay, well, everyone's gonna enjoy the earth. The woman is gonna enjoy the earth like never before. Okay, children are going to enjoy the earth like never before. Israelite man is going to have peace like never before. Okay, and this is that mighty change, man. Okay, because the 2/3 are going to be removed. All right, and the Lord is going to start, okay, a dynasty with the remnant, the 1/3, and everything that comes out that's going to come from the remnant. Okay, is going to be righteous. It's going to be born into the new covenant. It's going to be born, okay, with the laws within them. Okay, so reading on, it says, "Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting." You see that? "The work of my hands, that I may be glorified," man. So the elect is going to be like their righteous tree. That's all it's going to do is produce and bear righteous fruit. You know, it's going to be impossible for, the elect to bring forth, all right, an imperfect fruit. Okay? Our children are going to come out perfect, man. Perfect in righteousness. You see, and that's going to be the planting of the Lord. See, the Lord's going to plant righteousness, just as wickedness was planted and spread. Well, righteousness is going to be planted and spread. You see, to the point that we're eventually going to go to other planets, man, because we way more fruitful than Esau, man. Okay, So this is part of their mighty change. And it says, verse 22, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, will hasten it in this time. So the Heavenly Father is going to hasten, okay, these big families, man. You see? So then he's going to make sure that the circumstances are convenient for that, man. Because we're going to have the power, resources, the new bodies. All right. We're going to have, women, all right, to bring these things to pass, man. It's all going to be for the forward and the righteousness, man. Okay. It's not going to be in vanity like it is on this side. Okay. It's going to be all the forward righteousness, man. You see? So let's go here to Psalms 144 and 12. It said that our sons may be as plants growing up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace, that our garners may be full, offering all manner of store, going back to resources, okay? That our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000 in our streets, man. Okay, which is true wealth, man, because you're going to need livestock, major livestock to support, okay, these growing families in Israel. Israel is going to be multiplying. Livestock going to have to multiply with it, okay, to support, okay, these huge families, man. Our crops, our harvest, it's going to be abundance, okay, as we repopulate the earth in righteousness, man. You see? And it said that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets, man. We're going to be in a good case. You see, no more complaining about, crime, the violence of our people, worrying about Jake stealing, crying about the oppressor, Esau, Edom, and everything he got going on. Nah, man. It's going to be a whole new existence, man. Okay, and we're going to be at rest. We're going to be merry, have abundance. We're going to be eating and drinking and enjoying the earth, man. Enforcing righteousness, all right, being an extension of Yahweh, all right, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, in the earth. Okay? And this is what we have to look forward to, man. This system is gone, it's played out, man. There's nothing here. Okay, there's nothing to be attached to. Okay, there's nothing to have expectation in. Okay, it's time for a mighty change. You see? So finishing out, it says, happy is that people that is in such a case. Yeah, happy is that people who power is the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, man. So happy is that people that are in such a case, man. And that's going to be our condition forever, man. Okay? And righteousness and joy forever. Because we've, experienced the other side. Now, our Heavenly Father finna show, because he showed us, his wrath. Now he's going to show us his mercy and his love. Okay? On a level that's never been shown. You see? So, yeah, man, we have a lot to look forward to. Can't say it enough. All right? And this is a part of our faith, our expectation, our hope. Okay? And this is why we become dead to this world. And okay? And we increase in our expectation of this righteous age that's promised to come. All right? Through Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, Lord will, you brothers. All right? And you sisters edified once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakapadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutation, hopefully, shalom.